How many times have you promised yourself to start a new life on Monday, the first of the month or the new year? And how long did you manage to keep that enthusiasm going? Let's be real. More often than not, our grand plans for changing our lives remain just plans. Even when we feel like we need a change, finding the strength to actually do something about it isn't easy. Let's break down why this happens and if it can be changed. You've probably tried to take changing your life seriously at least once, coming up with a whole strategy, making a plan, and trying to stick to it. That's usually how they tell you to go about achieving goals. First, you need to set those goals for yourself, and they should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, if you want to lose weight by summer, the goal should be lose 8 kilograms in 5 months through weekly gym sessions and proper nutrition. But don't rush to write that down. This system doesn't really work in real life. The thing is, techniques like that are geared towards business planning, not personal goals. Phrasing it like that just freaks our psyche out. Each of us has what's called a personal life script, a set of beliefs, expectations, readiness for some life events or unreadiness for others. We subconsciously perceive a drastic change to our life script as a threat, and it triggers fear in us. Fear is handled by the limbic system in our brain. Of course, we belong to the species Homo sapiens, humans. And in addition to the limbic system, we have an extremely well-developed neocortex responsible for rational and logical thinking. But the thing is, the neocortex is much younger than the limbic system, and in this battle between rational desire and the fear of drastic changes, it often loses. Fighting the fear of change is difficult because we don't always even realize we have it. We're not afraid of the gym, boiled chicken breast, or an art lecture, but for some reason we still can't start living a healthy lifestyle or pick up a new hobby. The thing is, our psyche uses defense mechanisms, unconscious situational actions and techniques that protect us from emotional pain or other unpleasant experiences. And thoughts of working out can actually cause emotional pain. There are quite a few psychological defense mechanisms, but when we're afraid to change our life script, rationalization, projection, and denial most often kick in. Rationalization is a reasonable justification for a negative situation. For example, if you're afraid to quit a job you hate, you'll notice the tiniest flaws in every new job listing. But you'll find tons of unexpected pluses in your current job that keep you from quitting of your own accord. Another defense mechanism, projection, allows us to attribute our own destructive or unacceptable thoughts, desires, traits, opinions, and motives onto others. If you're unsure of your abilities, you might think your partner or friends are the ones who critically doubt your capabilities and don't believe in your success. Besides deterring you from changing yet again, projection can also alter your attitude towards those you project onto. You could break up with a partner or fight with friends who don't believe in you, even though they never thought that. Denial is one of the simplest psychological defense mechanisms. It's a complete rejection of unpleasant information that allows you to effectively shield yourself from it. If you once wanted to improve your foreign language skills but then suddenly decided your current level was good enough, you experienced denial. The best way to fight the fear of change is to artificially reduce how drastic it seems. To do this, you first need to let go of strict time constraints and specific expectations. It's much easier to envision the desired end result. Visions are the desired final state, not formulated with numbers and dates, but including only approximate expectations based more on how you anticipate the changes will feel. You don't need to clearly understand how you'll achieve the goals from the start, and you won't have to make a step-by-step plan, since those steps and methods can change depending on circumstances. The same lose weight by summer goal phrased as a vision sounds completely different. I want to feel great in my favorite dress. There is still some specificity in this system, but it's not as daunting. You only need to determine the nearest target state, the minimally satisfactory result, and think through a few initial steps to achieve it. These steps should be very simple and clear, like searching online for nearby gyms, calling a trainer, or buying groceries for tomorrow. The simpler the steps, the easier it is for our psyche to reconcile them with our familiar life script and not stray from the intended goal. It's also important to learn how to maintain a sufficient level of motivation on the path to change. Unlike animals, we don't depend on instincts and can control ourselves, but that's not so easy if we're not motivated enough. Motivation has two components, psychological and physiological, and we need to utilize both. The first thing that helps us maintain the desire to continue what we've started is planning in baby steps. Our bodies have a system that produces dopamine, the reward hormone that gives us a feeling of euphoria when we achieve a goal. The more small goals we reach on the way to the overall goal, the more enjoyable the journey will seem. It's also important to formulate your vision based on your type of motivation. Motivation can be approach-oriented or avoidance-oriented. For approach-oriented people, it's more important to reach a new point and achieve a new result, while for avoidance-oriented people, it's more important not to remain in their current situation. In practice, you can easily determine your motivation type by how you phrase your desires. If they contain the word not, you likely have an avoidance motivation type, and phrasing your vision with this in mind will help you maintain motivation much longer. Willpower is another factor influencing how well we stick to new goals. Willpower is the ability to make decisions and take actions in line with our thoughts. In other words, not giving in precisely when motivation is lacking. And according to research by psychologist Kelly McGonigal, willpower has some interesting properties. First, it's a skill that can be trained. And second, it doesn't matter what you train it with to improve it. You can start practicing with simple daily activities, like making your bed every day if that's unusual for you, or holding a 30-second plank. Then this ability to overcome yourself and act according to your principles rather than desires will carry over to other areas of life. Removing the drastic feeling from lifestyle changes makes it easier to overcome our fear of upheaval. By using visions instead of rigid goal setting, planning small, approachable steps, leveraging our motivation style, and training our willpower muscle, we can steadily ease into positive transformations. Our psyche doesn't have to be blindsided. We can gently update our life script one chapter at a time,